The perfect crime that shouldn't have been solvable.
On a bitterly cold night in Boston,
January 17, 1950.
an ordinary red brick building on Prince Street quietly entered the history books.
Inside it, one of the most daring, calculating, and shockingly successful robberies in American history was unfolding.
11 masked men slipped
Into the Brinks armored car depot,
and walked out with
$2.775 million, the equivalent of nearly $35 million today. To the newspapers, it was instantly the crime of the century.
to law enforcement. It was a nightmare.
To the public, it was the perfect crime. And to the robbers themselves,
It was supposed to be their ticket out of poverty, a retirement plan.
and a legendary middle finger to the institutions that they felt had failed them. But what followed wasn't triumph, it was betrayal.
Paranoia, murder, and money that vanished into thin air. And today, decades later, one question remains.
Where did the money actually go?
Because despite convictions, despite confessions,
Despite the FBI closing the case, millions of dollars remained unaccounted for. This is Crimes Through Time, and today, we revisit the Great Brinks Robbery not as it was told in the headlines,
but as it truly unfolded behind closed doors. Before we go any further, if you enjoy long-form documentary-style storytelling, make sure you hit subscribe, tap like,
and turn on notifications. It keeps these deep historical investigations alive, and it helps more people discover the forgotten crimes that shaped our world, that led up years of watching, waiting, and practicing. The Brinks robbery didn't begin in 1950.
It began in 1947.
When small-time criminal Tony Fats Pino noticed something odd. The Brinks depot on Prince Street had security routines so predictable, so mechanical,
that with enough patience, someone could defeat them.
Pino recruited a group of men who were competent,
Quiet, and most importantly loyal.
or so he thought. For 3 full years, the crew conducted surveillance on Brinks employees.
They memorized guard schedules, learned which doors were left unlocked during shift changes, discovered how money was stored, even practiced duplicating keys. This wasn't a smash and grab, it was a military operation executed by men with criminal mindsets, but almost scientific discipline. Their preparation was so meticulous that it bordered on obsession.
Pino's rule was simple. No one drinks, no one talks, no one shows off,
No one kills.
and no one acts without him. He believed rules would keep them safe. In the end, those same rules would tear them apart. The night of the robbery, don't anybody move. At 7:27 p.m., Brinks employees were preparing to lock up. It was routine, predictable, and that's exactly what the robbers were counting on.
11 men, wearing Halloween-style rubber masks,
Navy-style pea coats and gloves.
slipped inside the side door, a door they had previously duplicated a key for. Once inside, everything happened with cold precision.
Not a word, not a wasted movement, not a shot fired. They tied up the employees, forced them to the ground,
And began loading bags of cash and checks into canvas sacks.
the entire job took just 17 minutes.
No fingerprints, no clues.
Nothing left behind but a footprint and a rope. When the robbers fled into the night,
Carrying the largest haul in US history,
the guards could barely process what had happened.
one employee said later.
They were ghosts.
Silent ghosts.
The getaway trucks were hidden, the money sorted.
And the men disappeared into the Boston neighborhoods like nothing had happened.
The public didn't know it yet, but a legend had just been born.
The aftermath, the FBI's longest-running nightmare. The FBI swarmed Boston. They interviewed thousands,
Raided hideouts, tracked down suspects, and even questioned known safecrackers and mob affiliates. Nothing. The robbers left such a clean scene that it seemed almost superhuman. The newspapers mocked the FBI, the public laughed, and the Brinks crew,
they learned the most dangerous thing criminals can feel.
confidence. Pino saw it.
He reprimanded them,
He threatened to cut people out.
and in doing so, he sowed the seeds of their destruction.
But the real killer was something else. The statute of limitations.
Federal agents had 6 years to solve the robbery.
After January 17, 1956, the robbers would walk free forever. 5 years passed. 6 years approached.
Still, not a single arrest.
And then, the crew turned on each other.
The crew implodes, the hero becomes the snake. The group began to fracture out of greed, fear, and pure ego.
Joseph Specs O'Keefe, one of the key members, was arrested on unrelated charges and felt abandoned by the crew.
He wanted his share of the Brinks money to pay legal fees and secure protection.
The others refused,
Then he was shot at.
twice, and he knew exactly who sent the gunman. O'Keefe fled to Pennsylvania, sending letters begging for money.
Threatening to talk, then backing off. His paranoia grew.
The crew's paranoia grew,
Eventually, the FBI caught him.
and this time,
Specs talked. He became the key witness, and suddenly the perfect crime unraveled in weeks.
just days before the statute of limitations expired,
11 men were indicted.
but the money, only a tiny fraction was ever recovered. So where did the money go?
3 major theories.
This is the heart of the mystery. This is why the Brinks case still fascinates us. Most of the $2.775 million was never found. Even today, the missing money would be worth tens of millions. So what happened?
Theory 1, it was hidden, then lost forever.
Some believe the money was buried or hidden around Boston by members who later died.
Were imprisoned, or forgot the locations.
Rumors persist of boxes buried under garages,
Cash hidden inside walls.
envelopes stashed in abandoned buildings. Some claim occasional 1,950 seconds.
Brinks bills still surface in Boston flea markets. Others say it's nothing but ghost stories. Theory 2, the mob took a cut.
Several Brinks members had ties to organized crime,
The theory suggests the mafia taxed the crew.
taking large chunks as payment for protection and silence.
The FBI never proved this, but the mob's reach in 1950s.
Boston was immense. If the mafia did get a piece,
That money is long gone. Theory 3, internal theft.
this is the most dramatic theory. Some members suspected that Pino and a few trusted men skimmed of thousands before dividing the loot. O'Keefe accused them of it multiple times. They denied it, but the math never added up. To this day, researchers believe at least $1.2 million simply vanished internally, never included in the official calculations. The legend why the Brinks robbery still matters. The robbery changed American law enforcement forever. It created
Modern armored car security protocols.
new FBI investigation techniques,
The concept of long-term surveillance analysis. The idea that criminals could be as organized as military units.
it also demonstrated something darker.
Criminals rarely survive their own success,
The Brinks robbers had the perfect plan, executed it flawlessly,
and kept quiet for years.
but in the end, they didn't fall to the police.
They fell to each other.
Greed, paranoia,
Ego and betrayal. It's an old story repeated endlessly in the criminal underworld, but rarely with stakes so high or irony so sharp.
the perfect crime wasn't undone by law enforcement. It was undone by human nature. And so the final question remains, like a ghost drifting through Boston's North End.
Where did the money go? Was it buried,
Burned?
spent quietly, or still hidden somewhere, untouched since 1950? We may never know.
If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of America's most legendary heists,
Make sure you subscribe, like,
and turn on notifications. It helps the channel grow, and it keeps forgotten cases like this alive for future investigations. Tell me in the comments, what do you think happened to the missing Brinks money?
and as always,
This is Crimes Through Time, where history's darkest secrets get one more chance to be heard.
we'll see you in the next episode. Until then, stay curious, stay safe.